Hello, welcome to another goddamned book review. I'm very unenthusiastic and very irksome because my back hurts like hell. This is my third time recording this, and I just got done reading an awful book. So awful that I didn't even finish it. That book is this one here, The Shawl by Cynthia, Ozick. Now, this book is very short, but the reason why I read it is because it's my New Year's resolution to read one book a day for the whole year of 2020. And I started with this one because it was short enough and it sat on my shelf for so long a period, and I'm trying to get rid of stuff. So I figured, what the hell, I may as well read it. But let me tell you, this book here. This book is a collection of a short story, The Shawl, and a novella, Rosa. They are loosely connected, and I mean loosely. I mean, good Lord. And basically, picking this book up, I had no idea that this was Holocaust literature. I don't know about you, but I personally do not like Holocaust literature. Not because of the subject matter, but because of the way it tends to be written. I found Elie Wiesel's Night to be a very dull, platitudinous book, and am also afraid to read Anne Frank's Diary of a Young Girl because of that. And I encountered those same platitudes here. And the book is just so tedious and overwritten, just like Flaubert's November, that it takes you out of what little story there actually is in here. So what little story is there in here? Well, The Shawl, the short story, is essentially about a mother, her niece and her daughter in a Nazi concentration camp. And her daughter's like a baby, breastfeeding underneath a shawl, hence the name Shawl, and evidently a Nazi officer, grabs the daughter, who is a baby, and then throws her against an electrified fence, killing her. That's the story of The Shawl. And I said, well, that's about 10 minutes of my life I will never get back. So, what is Rosa about? Well, Rosa is about the same woman who was in the first story, The Shawl, masturbating throughout Florida. She's not actually doing that, but you get the point. And basically, it's just a whole bunch of frivolous flights of fancy, and she's like, barely getting by and such, and lives from the, I guess, is supported by her niece or whatever, and writes letters constantly. And for a second, you would think that the previous story, The Shawl, had never occurred, because she writes a letter to her murdered daughter as though she had grown up to be like a pretty young thing. I was like, what the hell? Did you not just recite that, the daughter was fried on the fence and stuff, and now all of a sudden you're writing? Either way. So after a whole bunch of frivolous stuff, I guess she gets sent a parcel or whatever, and she thinks it's a Shawl, but apparently it's not. It's like some, I don't know, book on science or whatever. And there's like this other Jewish man who I guess takes an interest in her or whatever, and it's just a real sappy thing there. And when finally another parcel arrives, she finds it is the Shawl or whatever, and I really don't know. It's just I do not recommend this at all to anybody. Ahab, if you're watching this, don't be fooled by its length thinking it's good. It is not. It really is not. It is absolute dreck. and I'm going to be getting rid of this very soon. So that was a book review, kind of a agitated one, and hopefully next time I'll be in a better temper when I do one of these. So okay, thank you, and I guess have a good night.